Hi, in this video I'm going to have a look at the extending the alliance territory in the newer states and what kind of difficulties you can run into. I think we have already, if you've seen my earlier videos, you've already seen the basics in case you're not familiar with it yourself from your own game. So basically you can build your alliance headquarters wasteland, anywhere on the wasteland, and after that you can extend your territory by building towers. And let's have a look at that. So if by towers or by your alliance headquarters you include an alliance resource building, for example an alliance farm or here's another farm, should also, or a lumberyard. If you include that in your area, then that starts producing for you, producing resources, So this way you can keep extending your area. Here the ones with this symbol, they are mines that produce for you. And we have, we have extended our area quite a bit. We have some metal. And if you build towers, initially they only cost food and wood, but later they also cost metal. Maybe at a later stage, if you build more towers, they also cost gas. I don't know about that. We haven't reached that point yet. But anyway, this is the way you can extend your area further. And in the beginning, I was when I started playing in this state, I was not aware of anything else, and I didn't really look ahead too far. You have analysis centers. I made a separate video on that. Have a look at that if you don't know yet what they are. But you need to extend your alliance territory to these analysis centers if you want to contest them. And that's what. So I selected an area where I was. Well, that's not really true. I selected an area that was a bit quiet and where I could get some relatively high resource tiles. Only after I put my alliance headquarters, I realized about these analysis centers. Luckily, we had a couple nearby, but what I didn't really do is look ahead further than that. So that's what I did later, and then I came into a bit of a problem, because in this these new states you have actually a second headquarters, which is unlocked if you increase your alliance level to 7, I believe. And this one, let's place that somewhere. This one requires quite a lot of resources. Food and wood and metal shouldn't be a real issue, although this is much larger than the initial capacity that you have. What is the real issue is the gas, and here you have to be very careful about. You require 200 gas. Initially you get 100, and you need one for your influencer trap, 1k, 200k, so everything is k that I mentioned. And this gas, these mines, you only have in the plains area. For example, here you have an alliance refinery that provides some gas, and here we have a refinery as well. So we have a couple there, and further in the area further in this plains area there are many there, but currently that is not accessible yet. But so it is important, before you can build your alliance plains in the plain area, that you already extend towers towards this plains area to add these alliance refineries to your alliance territory. and this way accumulate enough gas to be able to build your alliance, your second alliance headquarters. If you don't do that, you can never build it. So initially we were located far on the north side of the map, and we didn't, I could build a long line of towers to get to the plains area, but at the side of the plains where we were located, a couple of big alliances already had taken up the whole edge of this plains area. So I didn't really want to take that route. I would have had to build many towers and go across big alliances, which would potentially be upset. And this is a very important important part of the game, like one of the crucial areas when the plains opens up. So I felt I didn't want to take unnecessary risk from that point of view. So we did something else. We relocated our alliance headquarters and rebuilt a whole area with towers that I just showed you to increase our resource production again. I think ideally you should prevent having to do what we have to do. You can better use your energy to extend your area to increase production. And because we were quite late to this area, I felt we had to relatively build a lot of towers to get our resource production up. So that's something to keep into consideration. So I hope that this video helps you if you start in a new state to think ahead of time. Maybe you can pick up an area close to the plains. That is not really a necessity. It is kind of a guarantee that you can go up first if you have developed your alliance fast enough. You can also go a bit further inside, further away from the map, close to some analysis centers, but at least make sure that in time you build your towers and extend your range towards the plains so that you are not cut off. It's not that you can really be cut off, you can actually jump over another alliance territory, at least if it's not too wide. I think it's just one tower, you can normally jump across it. But I'm not, I think that is quite limited, that possibility. So I guess people can really cut you off, although that will be very difficult. But it's also possible that people will not like it if you come to an area where they have already invested in. So from that point of view, I think it's better to make your claim sooner, especially if you're not one of the top alliances in the state, so that people are unlikely to make it very difficult for you to grab a couple of those gas mines once the plains open up. So when do plains, the plains area, when does it open up? That is happening via the state intel. So for the state intel, you have different missions. Each mission lasts maybe a couple of days, 3 days, I don't know. And at a certain moment, I think the 7th mission will be tech towers. In itself, not that special. Should be quite easy to achieve, to build. You get rewards. Your whole alliance gets rewards if you build 10 alliance towers. But whether you succeed or not, whether anyone in the state succeeds or not after this is finished, which is done for us in a little bit over 1 day, the plane will be unlocked. And then in theory you can build your buildings on plain area. Actually, I am talking about the middle of the plains, but there is the real middle of the middle is Oasis. Did I miss it? Oh, here, I think it's here, Oasis. That will really open up a lot, even a lot later. So that is something to keep in mind as well. But that's still quite far away for us. It's going to, I don't know, expect maybe, if I look at the amount of intel, 3-4 weeks perhaps. So that is something to consider as well. Okay, besides that state intel, there is more required, what I haven't really looked into yet. So far I've looked a bit at the buildings, the state intel, but I haven't really looked at the alliance tag. So there is one thing that is very important. In the development tree, you have to unlock the plane march. I cannot look at the description anymore, but this actually also is a requirement before you can build any building in the planes. So if you haven't unlocked this, you cannot build any tower in the plane, so you cannot open up any gas mine. So very important to unlock this. To unlock this, you need to basically max out everything earlier in the tree, because you need to a requirement is alliance members to level 5, and for alliance members to level 5 you need to get all these to level 5, and for these to 5 you need this one, and so on. So you basically need to max everything to level 5, something to keep in mind. So that's a direct requirement to even get into the plains area. After that, or besides that, the territory research is also important. You need to have quite some alliance towers to get your production up. That's very important, because getting your production up is really necessary for on one side you want to keep producing to keep building, but that's of course you can also stop building. But the problem is that also for research you are going to need a lot of resources as well for the alliance tech. For example, the development the plane march, that requires 250,000 food and wood, a little bit more than 250,000 food and wood to research. And that is, initially the maximum is set at 150,000 of each resources. So you need to do at least a couple of levels, 2 levels at least of the warehouse expansion to be able to accumulate enough resources via production for this plane research project that I just showed. For the rest, it's good to have this anyway. You're going to need it maxed, I think, to build your second alliance headquarters. I think maxed, probably maxed. So that is something to consider as well. And you might want to build more towers than you get from Alliance Tower 1, although you can build a lot from those. Then you have to unlock Alliance Tower 2, for which you also need to do level 1 of all of these. And if you go to level 2, I'm pretty sure you also need to go to level 2 for all of these. So that is also something to consider. Battle is of course also nice alliance research, but not really necessary for this alliance territory. And since I have problems enough getting enough researching enough projects for the territory expansion, so far I have not done anything with the battle research. We are number 16 alliance in our state. Currently we have around 50-60 active members. And that's, this is really everything I can do with the current members at the moment. So that's why I make these choices. I find the territory expansion to be very important. I feel if you're lacking there, that you're going to have a real problem. I would really like to have an alliance headquarters. Where we have them now already, that will be close to level 6 resource tiles, and later we want to build our other alliance headquarters also somewhere in that area to be close to also the higher level resource tiles. So that is something that definitely we put a lot of focus on. Okay, that was it about the alliance territory. I hope everything is clear. If you have any questions about it, do not hesitate to ask if anything I mentioned was unclear. If you have additional info on this, because I have not really gone through this yet for me, I'm just now preparing for it. I think I got things figured out, but might be that I missed something. So feel free to also give additional tips or even correct me in case that would be necessary. I don't think so, but yeah. Could be. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching.